Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome to another video of Full Speed Impulse. And if you didn't see the video before, we bought ourselves a $500 dirt bike and we're trying to get this thing dialed in, and we're doing step-by-step videos and all that. You guys can see us build this thing up. So today we are addressing our crankcase pressure, which the oil is pouring out of this tube. Again, we showed you in the last video of it just pouring out. I mean, insane amount. And that kind of points, I think, that's overfilled or there's some other type of shenanigans going on. We haven't touched the oil since we bought this thing, so we are going to drain all the oil out, put a fresh filter in there, and my assumption is either before they had a carb draining all its fuel into the motor, or maybe we had that because it didn't even have a carb on it when we bought it, and when we first put the carb on, it was draining out of all the relief valves, even the top hose, I mean, which means that the whole carb was overflowing, but it quickly stopped. So I don't think that was us. It had to be the previous time, but whatever it is, we're here to figure it out. We got a good deal on this bike, and we're just having fun showing you guys, you know, what to do with these bikes. Just to show you guys, this is your crankcase relief hose here, and pretty much when you get too much pressure in the motor here, it blows oil out of here. Now, it's pretty standard to get a little blow by, a little drip, but boy, that was only running for like 30 seconds. Like, she was really coming out. So that's why we think there's more going on. There's a couple things that people said that we're going to check out, but the first thing, the easiest thing, let's put a fresh oil change on this thing and see what it does. And yeah, we didn't feel like working on the floor today, guys. So we threw this thing up on the old table here, and we've done plenty of work on these things before. You just gotta get it up there. So we put a plate here to give it a little support. And I'm not saying I would hop on that thing and start kickstarting it up there, but doing, you know, good work with the carb or anything like that, hey, it's good in my book. So we're gonna get at this thing, get the oil changed up. All right, sometimes people worry me a little bit. Well, that drain plug was in there so tight, either they used an impact to put that thing on, or they haven't done an oil change in a long time. And you know what? It could definitely be either one. But it does not look very good. Not at all. So definitely can smell gas in there. But yeah, we had to use a friggin' cheater pipe to get the darn drain plug off. So, and this is our oil filter. Good. Yeah. Probably hasn't been changed in a while. I think the oil filter has rust on it. It's been in there so long, it started rusting. What is going on here? So, who knows? Like, the way this is tucked in, you got to take the skid plate off and all that to get to this oil filter. And I bet you some people just don't even know that these bikes actually have an oil filter on them. And it's not really their fault, especially if they've owned a Honda before, because your Hondas don't have oil filters on them on the smaller bikes. So kind of nuts. Like my boy, his is a 21, and that one doesn't have an oil filter on it. So kind of crazy. All right, but you guys seen the damage here. We got some good old 1030 Super Tech oil here. We're just going to put that in. Just as kind of just some lubricant. It's not going to be actually to run the bike around really too much. It's just for us to fire up and see what it does. So I usually like using Rotella. I use in a lot of my bikes here, but I guess I'm out of Rotella. And so we're just going to use that anyways. And then hopefully we fix that issue. So then we can get to maybe our compression issue. And then we can do a sweet video on this Lucas or STP actually gives your bike more compression. So, but anyways, let's get this oil change done and get at her. All right, so as you can probably already tell in the video, we already did one startup and it is smoky, but we're gonna fire it up again for you guys. Look at that, like. Blow by anymore, so we're smoking a little bit. how much oil this thing is burning, but it is running so good. So I think the compression is probably still there. All right, everyone. So obviously our crankcase was overfilled, whether it would happen with us or the guy before us. It had probably too much oil and fuel in there, and because there's obviously not supposed to be fuel in the oil. But what happened is that your float gets stuck, and then it just starts telling it to pour in more and more fuel. And what happens then, it dumps into the motor. It's got a relief hose up top here, but sometimes that's just not enough to get all the fuel out, and it'll still end up in the motor. That's why it's always good to shut off your fuel valve, which I am horrible in doing. So that is definitely one of the main reasons. If you are getting blow by through your crankcase vent here, probably a good check your oil level and make sure that you don't have a carb issue and stuff like that. But there's also other things that could be affecting that. But the way it was pouring out for us, it definitely seemed like there was some shenanigans going on that we could fix. It is smoky in here. All right, everyone, stay tuned, because our next video will be doing a compression test on this thing and seeing if old Lucas could actually boost our compression and maybe make old grill here a little less smoky. So, all right, until next time. Yeah, when you forget that you hook the dirt bike to the rafters and you open the garage door for some, yeah.